3 years ago, al-Baghdadi declared a caliphate in the heart of Mosul. 3 years later, Iraqi troops have nearly retaken the entire city. It's been brutal urban warfare, and in the midst of the death and destruction, a Christian aid worker, inspired by a verse from the Bible, risked his own life to save a little Iraqi girl. Gary Lane has that story.
The battle to liberate Iraq's second largest city from the clutches of ISIS is in the final stages, but the going is a bit slow. The few Islamic State fighters that remain in the city are using human shields to save themselves from the overwhelming might of Iraqi and coalition forces. One Iraqi commander says it's important his troops keep people safe. We've been advancing meter by meter these days to avoid any problems with regard to protection of civilians, he says. Now we move only 50 to 100 meters every day to protect the people here. This drone view shows the destruction in western Mosul. Blown up by ISIS, the Grand Al-Nuri Mosque is in ruins. Earlier this year, the U.S. Defense Department said approximately 2,000 jihadists remained in Mosul. Many have recently fled the city or been killed. Their numbers have now dwindled to just a few hundred. The offensive started last October and has brought ISIS to its knees. But it was the amazing rescue of a little girl in early June that brought one American to his knees in thankful prayer. It's the video and story that has gone viral. Pinned down by ISIS gunfire in Mosul, Free Burma Rangers leader David Eubank moved in to save a young Iraqi girl. ISIS fighters had killed more than 70 people on the street the prior day, and some were still alive among the dead bodies, including the girl who was clutching the body of her dead mother. Under fire, Eubank says he ran behind a tank and started praying the whole way. He motioned to the traumatized girl, but she wouldn't come to him. He told CBN News he knew he had to run 150 yards to bring her to safety.
But watching her was horrible for a whole day, trying to figure out a plan and a way to be able to help her. The little girl was just holding onto her dead mother and was terrified. And so I just said, Lord, help us. And I thought, if I die, my wife and kids will understand. It's to save a little girl.
Eubank says he was afraid, but one Bible verse kept coming to him and brought him encouragement. John 15:13. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. People say he's a hero. Eubank disagrees.
I consider myself forgiven by Jesus and blessed to do something. And it was, I believe, God's power that helped us rescue that girl.
Eubank's wife Karen told CBN in an email that the little girl spent that first night and next day with them. And she sent a picture of the girl sitting on a bed, watching CBN Superbook on a laptop.